statement. She said having good grades is like being good. Because I don't think so, because having good grades doesn't show that Korean students are intelligent in the social world. Having good grades doesn't show that you're independent. Having good grades doesn't show that you're a friendly person. Having good grades doesn't show that you're talkative. Having good grades doesn't show that they're creative. And I think most Korean students are shy and they're afraid to step out their comfort zone. And they're not intelligent enough to in the social world. And especially now, like social network is really important. But they build social by like maybe drinking with their peers and drinking a lot of crappy soju and damage the liver. So that's not good in the long term. And I don't think having good grades is everything to maybe.
Okay. Having so many classes doesn't also make you creative, and they use the same method. So people cannot become creative with a school system that just stresses raw learning about thinking. Learning the facts doesn't show you're smart. And the people cannot realize their full potential in a society where they only get one shot in life. They only have the test. And they're only teenagers, so.
Okay, well, as I said before, Korea in the past has become was one of the poorest countries in the world. Now it is the 13th or 14th richest country in the world. And because of this education system. But now that Korea is very advanced in the technological fields, and the students are very highly competitive and are able to compete with other students on the world, we feel that this old method of education is outdated and no longer applies for globalization. The reason is because globalization, many people, like students, like for example the US and Europe, they emphasize learning, but they emphasize critical thinking skills as well as analytical skills. In other words, to think outside the box, and their education system isn't very straightforward as Koreans and Asians education system. And in order for Korea to really compete with other nations, it has to, emphasize this innovation amongst its students. Otherwise, it will just always continue on the same path for many generations to come.
It may be true that the suicide rate in South Korea is high, but stress from school is not the only cause of this. The Ministry of the OECD countries said that complicated socio-economic reasons, along with the aging population and a growing number of one-person households, are the causes of the rising suicide rate in South Korea. 28.8% is because of psychological despair, which could also include relationship problems or disappointment from parents. 22.6% is because of actual physical pain. 15.9% is because of economic difficulties, and 11.4% is because of family problems.
Okay, I will be rebutting against a quote that Adrian used from his friend Grace Wren. She stated, "I remember I had to go to school from 6 a.m. and finish at 12 a.m. Looking back on our high school careers, I guess I could say, a lot of us had the same sleep schedule, very similar sleep schedule, except we filled all that time with parties and sporting events and drinking, and you all got someone here nodding their head in agreement. It's like, you can't fight that fact that we did. We had very similar sleep schedules, but we used our time not to the fullest. It's like, yeah, we have a lot of memories to take from that, but memories aren't going to get you a job. Memories aren't going to put food on the table. Memories are not going to support your kids in the future. And looking back on our future preparations in high school, there really wasn't any. Like, yeah, we can pull from it. We had great friends, and I have so many signatures in my yearbook. But again, that's not going to fulfill your future. It's the studying.
I'd like to respond to Miguel's rebuttal. He made the criticism that the Korean education system may not be well suited for the new global economy because it doesn't inspire creativity and those sorts of things. Whether this may be the case or not, institutions like the World Bank and the premier Sachs both project that the South Korean economy will continue to be a very high growth economy. And a report from the World Bank says South Korea is expected to be one of the fastest growing major economies of the next generation, along with the BRICS and Indonesia. A Goldman Sachs report also identified South Korea as one of the next 11 economies, which basically were identified for having high growth potential in the future.
Thank you.